How are you doing, sir?
I'm amazing, man. How are you, bro?
I'm fantastic. I was just telling them at home. We got over 200 people in the chat with us right now. We're live.
Yo, what's happening? What's happening?
I was just telling us that you were my favorite Gator growing up, man. The big hit, right?
Ooh.
I mean,
Ooh.
Come on, man. I've never heard you tell a story about that.
Oh, my
so
God,
can
listen.
you just tell me about it going through your head? What's going on?
Like, that one particular hit, it all stirred back to, like, earlier when we was warming up. Like, when we was warming up, I told all of my teammates, all of my DBs that I will always have their back, in that game. And that guy, Manning, made me have my God Show Hayden back, I remember Sam Bradford pumping to my left and he made me weave over. And as I weaved over, I'm like, he's not going to throw this ball this way. And for sure, he threw the ball that way. I don't know why would he do that. I made sure that I didn't want to make the interception, because the interception don't make that impact that we need. If I make the interception, the receivers still would, run across the middle. They would still be the same.
Sure.
But I know after that hit, nobody was going to be the same. And I made sure nobody was the same after that hit.
It's just got goosebumps when you tell me that, because it's such a big play, right? Think about big brain play to think about that of like, hey, I know this is going to make a longer lasting impact. Interceptions are fun, they're flashy, right? But now you have put the fear of God in them.
Yes.
And they are not going to be playing games, because he's going to go back to that bench and he just knocked the lights off.
It ain't not even just him. His teammates gonna say, hey, man, look, do not throw the ball if 21 is anywhere around.
I don't want to feel that.
I don't want to be around if 21 is around. Yeah. So that's why I wanted to go after the hit instead of the interception, because as we see, the bigger impact was making the hit.
Yeah. No, I mean, absolutely dominated that game.
Yeah.
That is so glad I got to get hear that story from you, man. Like I said, big fan. I got a signed Bears helmet of yours.
Oh, man, that's what's up.
Yeah, man. So I've always followed you, loved your energy, just your excitement on the field, and hearing you tell that story is everything that I could ever imagine. So it's really cool to see what I watched on the field is right here now in front of me, and hearing you tell it is even better than actually watching that hit. Now when I go back, I mean, that highlight still lives. When you get a pump video, that clip finds a way in there.
Listen, there's no hit that makes that type of impact right now. If you look at it, because any national championship game, you've never gotten that type of impact.
Sure.
No hit like that.
I was watching the roll. It was the Utah versus USC, and Cam got hit pretty hard, and it was the closest thing that when I saw that, I go, I haven't seen a hit like that since Major Wright hit. And it still wasn't the same, but it was, like you said, you don't see it much anymore. I think obviously the penalties and getting called for the personal foul and getting ejected has taken that all away. They're afraid to get a penalty.
But do you know what? After that year, guess what they did?
What's that?
They put the rule in.
Oh, that was after that year.
So I'm a little bit of the reason.
Yeah, you're taking kids' heads off, man. That's what happens. That's incredible, man. I love it. And tell us a little bit. I know you got to go in your business. I really do appreciate you coming on here. But tell us about that team and what that team was about and that energy. I mean,
listen, when I tell you that team was so special, like, we made sure we had each other back. Like, we are, like, for sure brothers.
Sure.
And a lot of people don't understand. Yeah, not a lot of people don't understand. Like, once you build something for life. And we made sure we wanted to be remembered for life.
Sure.
So as we see, the last national championship is something that we created.
Sure.
We helped bring here. So this brotherhood and just seeing my brothers out here today, man, it's really special. Because we knew what we was doing, but then we kind of didn't know what we was doing. We knew we wanted to be great, but we didn't know how great we was going to be. Sure.
Yeah, and I think that's something, too, that people don't realize as a college athlete. You learn it as you go. You know you're just good enough, right?
Yep.
You're all 4 or 5 stars coming out of high school.
Yep.
You've been doing this your whole life. Everybody knows how to do it. It's a small fraction that separates you from everybody else.
Yep.
And it's at what point do you realize, like, hey, we them.
Yeah. Hey, we knew we was them. I'm not going to even lie. Oh, man. We knew we was there.
Was there a point, do you remember, like a game or just a moment? I know obviously we see the moments of Tebow on TV, right, that everybody remembers, but there has to be a personal moment too that maybe wasn't captured the same way from maybe just the DBs or just the defense that you remember for yourself.
Nah. I think after that Ole Miss game kind of like set everything off.
It was just, the message was clear, business.
And that whole offseason was brutal.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Was that coaching driven by the coaches?
Yes. It was bad. Like, man, they got after us. So
really?
Yeah. So we already was, like, digging the grunt that we needed out doing those workouts. And then what made it so much special is, that's not a word, but what made it so special was, you know, being able to go out and put it all together, you know, and actually hold up that national championship trophy is just priceless.
Surreal, yeah.
Yeah.
One last question, then I want you to talk about your book, though.
Yep.
That moment of winning the trophy, right? We just saw Izzy, I don't know if you watch UFC, the fighting.
Yep.
He just won, and he goes,
Yeah.
I wish everybody can feel what I feel right now. This is the ultimate happiness. Watching him have that speech, is that the kind of the same energy you felt when you won your national championship? You know exactly what he was saying?
For a fact. That feeling is so special. Because you got to understand, you've been working and training to do something for your whole entire life, and then now you finally reap the benefits of going in and putting that work in.
Sure.
You know, there's no better feeling achieving what it is that you're going after.
Sure.
You know, so being that championship game and him as a fighter being in that championship ring, it's priceless, man. And honestly, you could really factor that into small wins in life, bro.
Sure.
Because if you look at life, man, if you got a promotion in your job, man, listen, that makes you feel so much better. Now you're making so much more money. You know, it puts you in a better position. It puts you in a better mood. So honestly, man, it's different categories that you can put that in and reap the same benefits and the feeling.
Sure, absolutely, man. I love hearing that, and I love being able to connect because I saw that and I go, that's something we're all chasing, and I know what he's trying to imply. And not everybody was gonna, understand what he's saying, but he wanted to take a minute. He had that stage, and I love the fact that he took it to share that as well too, and not just kind of.
That's special.
It is special for him to even realize in that moment how big that is.
Yep.
Let's talk about your book, man. Major Pain just signed it for us. I appreciate that.
No problem, man. Thank you for the support, man. So Major Pain, Confessions of a Smash Mouth Safety. This is about obstacles I face on and off the football field. How football got introduced into my life, and my biggest obstacle was the transition from football to figuring life out after football.
Interesting. That's a big thing that people don't realize, man.
It is so big. My transition was so bad, and a lot of people don't understand that, like, us athletes, man, we go through a lot.
Sure.
But being that, football get done, football was my identity.
Sure.
Football became who I was. So once that's ripped away, then you rip away, Major Wright, the football player, So recreating yourself outside of football is so hard, man. And any type of sport is just so hard because I've been doing it so long, so it became embedded in me. But now being able to now tell my story, help people get through their story, and now make a change in how kids treat each other. So not just this book, I have another book as well called Good Deed Tuesday. And every Tuesday, Mr. GDT goes out in the community and he activates his powers by doing good deeds.
I love that.
So for every good deed he does, something good happens in his life. So right now we're on a mission to build a community, get people to understand how important it is to be kind, to care, and to share.
That's incredible, and I think kind of what you were talking about too about transitioning. A lot of us, I was talking to Tommy, said the norms, right? We didn't get to experience things that you experienced. Your life when you retire, mentally and physically, you still feel like you can do it, right? When we retire at 65, 70, we're like, all right, I'm burnt out, I'm ready to rock. And it's still a hard transition, but mentally, you're not ready to quit.
Nah.
Unfortunately, you got 100 other guys that are revved up and ready to go, fighting at your heels, taking that job from you.
Yep.
And so it's much harder transition because you're like, I'm not done. I know I can still do this.
Yep.
But your body is slowing down, but not to the same level. So it is a massive transition. And people, again, they think like, oh, they got it great, it's whatever. Like, you were going 1,000 miles a minute, and then it just, like that.
Yep.
That's huge. I love that you have
bro.
this book. It Major, I really appreciate you taking the minute to come on here. It means a lot.
I appreciate you supporting me, bro. That
Absolutely.
means a lot, man. Continue to push and be great.
Absolutely.
Keep pushing through this, bro. You got a great platform. Continue
Thank
to
you.
speak, bro, and be great.
Thank you, man. I really do appreciate it.
Of course.
Love you, man. I'll set you up on Twitter. I'll tag you in this.
Okay.
I follow you on Twitter. So
Okay, now
we'll be in
repost it,
touch.
bro.
Love it, man.
Yep. All right, bro.
Yes, sir. Go Gators.